Hi and welcome back to resintel.net. This is video 5 in the series of videos on how to use your new website. Within this video we're going to cover content bar 3 and 4. Basically the process we've used for creating these two sections on the home page is the same. So we'll just take you through how we use layouts to do this. So as again, we go into the CMS area and we select edit web page on the within the CMS area. This time around we're going to have a look at content bar 3. Now we call this main content. You'll see this when you create a new page. Main content is actually content bar 3, and we do this for a very good reason. When you start to put text onto a blank page, we always advise you to put that text into the main content area. Then if you suddenly think, I need to add content above that, then you've still got flexibility within content bar 2 and even content bar 1. Content bar 1 doesn't have to be a banner, by the way. We've just set it up for the home page. In fact, we don't use the banner through on the other pages at all. We like to get people onto the information on those pages as quickly as possible. We don't like the idea of having a big banner on every single page as you go through the website. The home page, great. Once you get into the detail pages, you want to get to the information as soon as possible. So if we go to the main content or content bar 3, which is this bit here, you'll see that we've got a text bar dropped in H1, which is the header. That's fine, you understand how to do that. But then you'll see here we've got 3 separate images. Now, to create this layout, we've brought in a thing called equal column thirds. So if you go to our red box with the white cross where it selects the widgets and go to column layout, you'll see in here we've got all these different column layouts created for you. So you don't have to have any HTML skills, any knowledge of how to divide a web page up. You literally use these layouts, and in this case we've used the equal column third. So all you do is drag that down onto the page, and you can see now 3 empty boxes. Now what you then do is, as you've done before, you start dragging down text widgets into those boxes. Now I'll get rid of that because we don't need it. It's just to show you how to move that down. And then as before, we are literally going to here, going to text, dragging the text widget down, creating the text, selecting the size of the text. We're doing the same with the image. The only trick here is when you're filling these little boxes up, to make sure you get the maximum size of image within the boxes, is to select extra large landscape. By doing that, you force the image to fill as much of the box as you can. We then typed in the word more info. We've used the thing we showed you before by dragging and creating a link to another page. We could either leave it as a link as we've done there, or as we've shown you before, we could use advanced text styles and turn it into a button, or turn it into a tick or a question. Have a play around with these things, you'll soon see how it all works. So we've done that for each of those 3 boxes, and we've also dragged in, as we did on the previous video, a widget horizontal rule invisible. Now they come from the text section, so if you go into text again, you can see you've got options here. You've got horizontal rule and you've got horizontal rule invisible. Pretty obvious what they mean. If you have the invisible one, it just leaves a space. If that was horizontal rule, you would actually physically see the line there. Quite useful for separating text and various things. The section below, we're in content bar 3, is content bar 4, and in exactly the same way, instead of as with content bar 3 we had a equal columns thirds, with content bar 4 we've used the column layout. If we scroll down, equal column quarters. And we've created 4 images that links to 4 attractions. So that's basically how we've laid out sections content bar 3 and 4. Again, if you remember, the background colors are controlled through the edit template section. We've set them up so they alternate. So we start with white, we go to grey, we start with white, we go to grey, and so on and so forth. It's a good idea to do this and build your pages in this way. Try to avoid having massive long pages all with a white background. It's all about ease of use for the client, and as we all know these days, people do not read very well. They do not read a lot of text, so keep your content short, keep it sharp, and make sure at all times you use the different content sections rather than just having one, putting it all in main content with a large white background. One other little tip on the images actually you can do is to go into the image and you can put some descriptive text in, or even a caption. I would advise doing this work wherever you can. I know it's detail work, it's going to take time, but again, when we talk about accessibility, there are many people who will go to use your website that will not be able to see the detail of your images. They'll be able to see enough to put a cursor on it, and then Google or their computer will have software that will actually read the words you've put in the descriptive text. So it will say image on bedroom 1, image on bedroom 2, image on property 5, etc., etc. Google cannot search your website on an image, but it can search your website for a piece of descriptive text about your image. So again, this is SEO, it's detail work. This is the sort of thing you spend lots of money with people on. If every time you put an image up, you make sure the image has got a proper name, you maybe give it a caption, which is quite a nice thing to do, and you give it a descriptive text, then you're going to up your SEO on your website immensely. Just a little tip there, but that's basically how we handle those 2 content areas.